there, lovely fire sign singles. Welcome to Earth Wisdom Fire Tarot. So, this is going to be a little love forecast looking at what your love life might be like in February around Valentine's Day season. So you can take this, reading however you like. It's a general reading. So, please, just remember to take what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. If you're interested in getting a personal reading during this time, I am offering a 20% discount on my love reading. So you can find all that information down in the description box below about the discount code and how to go about that. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. I know what it's like to be single around this time because didn't have a Valentine's. I'm like 31 now. I didn't have a Valentine's since I haven't had one since I was like 15. And I didn't even like him. This is my first year actually having a Valentine's, and it's pretty exciting. I know it's like a, commercial holiday and all that kind of stuff, but I don't know. I like holidays. And, the last few years during my healing journey, I really came a long way in being, somewhat optimistic and excited around this time, even though when I was a kid and when I was a young adult, it was pretty painful. It was really sad. But yeah, through my healing, I realized I was complete on my own. I had really beautiful self-love rituals and things like that. So I hope that's how you are spending your Valentine's Day season. But if not, that's okay too. Wow. This is nice. Wow. Oh my gosh. 2 cards fell out for the bottom of the deck, so I think I'll just take these out. We have the Lovers and the 2 of Cups falling out at the bottom of the deck. So you might not be single for long, honestly. Fire signs. This is a very good sign that there's some sort of very beautiful union possible here. Definitely a really beautiful emotional connection and spiritual connection. Feels like you're really being brought together in a very romantic way. I'm definitely feeling romantic energy. And I promise I'm not just saying that because it's the Valentine's Day reading. I'm just definitely getting that vibe. You can see from these cards the vibe they're giving off. So, in terms of where you're at, before this potential new love interest is coming in here, you have the Ace of Wands in reverse. So don't give in to the, sorry about the reflection. I don't know what to do about that. Don't give in to the pressure to, sort of be really inspired and really passionate during this time. I feel like you're going to be a bit, burnt out and exhausted. Maybe the past holiday season we just came from was a lot for you, and you kind of just need to slow down, and that's totally cool. You have the Knight of Pentacles. So really focus on your work or your what you would be doing if everything was really in alignment. You had all of the resources that you needed to sort of implement something. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is really taking action on something very practical, something that really makes a lot of sense for you to be doing, to be spending your energy on. Because Pentacles cards is not just money and wealth and things like that. It's also where you spend your energy. You have a tangible amount of energy to give to certain things. And with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like you're really focusing on something that is consistent, like, so building up like a consistent healthy routine. Really focus on your health as well, like things that kind of take long-term consistency to really see results. Do those things. That's really going to help you out during this time. And with the Magician card being in reverse, I feel like be aware of manipulation. Be aware of when your energy is sort of being siphoned off or, you know, used against you in some way. So like being like getting really riled up or having things like, you know, come up that evoke like a really intense emotional reaction, because I feel like you're a little vulnerable during this time to like outside influence and sort of pressure to conform or do what other people are doing, or even listening to people's advice like that are in a very different place than you and want different things than you. So I feel like it's really important for you during this time to really decide what's important to you with the Judgment card. And I feel like when you're really in alignment with your mission, with your purpose, with the direction that your life is supposed to be going in, a lot of things are going to fall into place very easily for you. So you have the Hierophant in reverse. So this is about bucking tradition. This is about not going in the same circles or listening to the same sorts of advice or information that you used to sort of allow these sort of messages to come through in certain ways. I feel like you're being a lot more deliberate about your programming, you know, like what you're programming yourself with, what you're listening to. So I'm getting a very specific message here around music during this time. Be really careful about not going back to the same old music that, you know, maybe, you know, was like very sad or really reminded you of an unrequited love, or that just like had this sad tinge to it, or an angry sort of depressive energy to it, because you're very susceptible, like I said, to programming during this time. So you have to be very vigilant about what you're consuming, like on a physical level, what you're consuming, like what you're eating, what you're drinking, things like that, but also like mentally and emotionally and just like environment wise, just being very aware of what's really good for you and what's not, and putting up some boundaries and some walls to make sure that those things don't knock you off course and don't distract you. So you have the Three of Cups here in reverse. So what's interesting here is that the Three of Cups for me often represents friendship. So I feel like this could very much be coming from a specific person or maybe like a specific friend group. There's some like negativity going on in some way. And if you find yourself not really wanting to check in with certain people anymore or keep up with them, they may be on a very different vibration than you. And you may see that during this month, you're actually seeing a lot of friendships kind of fall off, or you're seeing people for who they really are, and you're not willing to really invest in them as heavily as you used to as a friend, you know, as a confidant. Maybe there's somebody here that, you know, was manipulating you or trying to control you in some way that was keeping you sort of walled off from your own power, you know, from your own power source. They were draining you. It's the easiest way to say that. So we have the Ace of Cups here. So there is going to be, like I said, like some sort of very beautiful love sort of falling out of the sky here. Like the Ace of Cups with the Two of Cups and the Lovers, that's so beautiful. I feel like this is really self-love that's really calling this person in. It's like self-care, self-love, you know, is you recognizing certain friendships, certain people are toxic for you and not good for you, and that you're ready to sort of let those things go. And once you do, once you drop the dead weight with this Three of Cups in reverse, that's when the Ace of Cups comes in, and this love that's been just like waiting in the wings here under the bottom of the deck or in like outside your peripheral vision or whatever, you can't really see them. That's when there's this opportunity here. That's when they're magnetized to you because your cup is full, because you feel very much in touch with the divine energy. You feel like you've been, you know, put on, or like not put on the path, but the path that you're always meant to be on is so clear. You have no other choice but to walk it. So I feel like you really being in alignment is the key here. And the Star card is in reverse, and I actually got a very clear message that, this person is not going to come in because you've been waiting for a long time or because you're pining or yearning for them. This is not somebody from your past. This isn't something painful. And I do feel like you have to be open to being surprised because they may not be this, like, person that's walking straight out of your dream. So this is something that I feel like is a little bit surprising. It's a little bit unexpected. It's a little bit like, it just falls into place in a really unexpected way. So with the Four of Wands, though, I do feel like this has staying power here. And I feel like this is something that is good for you on many, many levels because it's very passionate and intense. It's a Wands energy, but it's also like very stable. This has lasting power. Like, this person is really going to be able to capture your interest for the long term, and you have something to build together or to work on together, to create together. There is this like sense of union coming together here, this alignment. So you have to be in alignment with your own path before this person can even come in, because you can't be distracted. Like, when this person comes in, you're going to have to be ready to like hit the ground running is what it feels like, honestly. But very, very positive. You have a lot of the really beautiful love cards I like to see in a love reading. In the upright. Let's look and see if there's anything that you may need to heal. What did I say? Self-love. I love it when the oracle cards confirm exactly like what I was getting with the tarot cards. That's why I like layering them like this. You can see the really important repeated messages. Okay. Bottom of the deck is wild. So I feel like this is a bit about, like I said, with the Hierophant in reverse, I was getting that energy of just going against the grain, like doing your own thing, not getting caught up in keeping up with the Joneses or, what everybody else seems to be focused on. Like, you're focused on your own thing, and it's kind of like novel. It's interesting. It's new. So other people might see you as totally wild and unhinged. It's just like, they might be surprised that you're doing so well, given that you're going against their expectations. So I feel like a lot of this is just like really breaking out of the mold. But like I said, self-love is key. You have to love yourself enough to know that you deserve the very best. And when you demand that in your friendships, it automatically like triggers this vibration that the universe sees that you're ready for something very real in all parts of your life. So I feel like this applies not just to your friendships, but also to work situations and work relationships or family. If there's any sort of unacceptable behavior that you've been allowing, I feel like this is about you really putting up those boundaries, saying like, no, it's not okay. And even if you don't say it out loud to them, if you just speak with your energy and you just like make a decision to just not tolerate their stuff anymore, their shit, and just like do your own thing, I feel like that's going to be extremely powerful. It's a very potent like message to the universe that you're ready for something real. So you have inner child here. So in terms of healing, I feel like it's really important for you to recognize what you're passionate about as a child. And I feel like, again, like whatever this thing is that you're doing with your partner, it does feel like it has like some sort of creative aspect to it. And you can't be afraid to express yourself and to let your gifts sort of be seen to the world, because I feel like the main thing that's going on with your inner child in terms of like the themes that have come up in this reading, it's been like almost like neglecting, your spark, like the thing that sort of makes you really unique and interesting. I feel like you've been burnt out on other things that maybe mimicked it in some ways, but weren't really truly a representation of like what you have to offer. So put down the things that don't resonate for you, and instead try to talk to your inner child and just ask them what they like to do. Like, if you can just do that, or you could just go back to your own memories and remember what you like to do as a child, I feel like that's going to go a long way for you during this month. Like, when you start chasing your happiness, you start feeling real, true joy. That's how you're going to magnetize this joyful relationship to you, if that's what you want. I feel like if you're watching this, then you probably do. So then you have the Phoenix Rising card, which is about, being willing to just let go totally of your old dreams, your old life, your old expectations, and really start fresh and start new, and really get excited about new possibilities, embracing the unknown. I feel like that's a big part of this Judgment card. It's about like trusting that there's something meant for you, there's something that you're meant to be doing, and even if you don't know totally what it is, you're allowing the universe to lead you on that path. But I do get the sense that you probably know a good, like, you know a good amount of what it is you're supposed to be doing, and I feel like it's really just about like focusing on that and being consistent, and giving yourself the optimal chance to actually focus on that by improving your health or being consistent with healthy practices. I feel like the health part of it is really just a foundation for you to thrive. Wow, that came out fast. Wow. This is amazing. So, resolving conflict. I feel like, again, there's like some sort of conflict happening with a friend, and it's like a lot of this is going unspoken. It's like some sort of cold war that's happening. Um and that's why I'm not saying like the direct conflict cards, but I'm seeing this subtle sort of manipulation, this misalignment that's happening. So I feel like it's up to you to resolve this conflict. It's not going to be the other person who's offering that. And you stepping up and doing that is actually a big part of you sort of stepping into your leadership role in general, like in your life purpose. The life purpose card literally came out. So again, like, this is not just a relationship for fun. It's not just a fling. It's not just a romance. This feels like you're building a real foundation with somebody, a real life. And you have to have your own, you have to own your own part of that. You can't just sink into this other person's life. You can't just put all your own dreams on hold for this other person. But when you do meet them, I feel like it'll be such a profound sense of just feeling like really lucky and feeling really blessed. Like, it'll feel so profound, like this person being in your life, that you won't even want to like be distracted from your life purpose, and they wouldn't want that for you either. It's like they inspire you to do your best, to like give your best to the world, which is so beautiful. This is a very inspiring relationship. And then you have yin and yang, so you really complement each other really well. Like, you really vibe, and it's very comfortable. So I feel like it is coming on kind of suddenly and kind of strong, but it doesn't scare you like a really intense like karmic soulmate would. It just feels really right. Like, that's the best way I can put it, is that they don't maybe tick off all your boxes on like all the things that you maybe thought that you wanted in a partner. This person completely comes out of nowhere and surprises you, and it's like, wow, this is actually what I want. If I wasn't listening to what other people wanted for me, or I wasn't trying to like emulate other people or copy what they want, this is actually what I would want. And it's almost like you can't even recognize it until they come in. So it's not about like right now figuring out what you actually want. I feel like just let it all go and let this person surprise you, and you'll see how well they fit. So it's really about letting go of expectations and embracing the unknown. The universe is going to reward you greatly for doing that. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I would really love it if you could subscribe to my new channel and give this a like. It really helps me grow as I start over, or will start new. Yeah. So yeah, hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day season, and February sounds like it's going to be a good time. And I love you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.